So good to share yesterday.
Yes.
Because I found out what was going on, and it was clear to come more clearly. You asked me what provoked this sort of repression, and I said I guess it was the death of my ex-husband, and of course it was, because it was the death of my youth, my ex-marriage, my being a parent, and also it was, now more and more I think that it was so good the way our children and in-laws and grandchildren behaved. They really showed so much love and affection. And they were, so it was...
You mean at his death or during your...
Together, and I would have imagined, they wouldn't shed a tear at his funeral, but they did. No, not only, but it was good because it showed me that we were not that bad parents that I thought we were. Anyway, so it was, of course, it was the death of the ego being all that. So, and then I felt
and also even the story you carried towards him with all
yes.
the blame, even the death of that, right?
But even
because
that
dropped.
It was such. It was.
You came to the heart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a few days when I'm in I have a 5 years older sister. I've never had a good relationship with her, never. But for the last maybe 2 years, she is now living in a sort of protected, she's lying in her bed all day long and being bitter and looking at the television and drinking white wine and waiting for, complaining about her children not visiting her. And she really loves me. For some says, oh, who should think that I should really love you? And I said, and now I feel, yes, it's something, because now, and I visited her a few days ago, just before I came here. And now I realize that I also feel identification with her. You understand? She is part of my, because when I see her lying there and think, oh, it could have been me, because we have the same upbringing, we have the same opportunities, we look a little like, we look like each other, and I feel so sorry for her in a way. And
so do you mean, Hannah, that because you started to say that yesterday was so good for you to start speaking, right?
yes.
Do you mean that all of this, there's the trigger of the death of your ex-husband that has a lot of identity and
Yes.
things that are waiting to come to peace.
Yes.
Yeah? And also with your sister, this like somehow a relation that had a lot of turmoil in it is waiting to come to peace. Yeah.
Yes.
Somehow like that depression in your body is unfinished. processing? What do you
don't
feel?
quite understand what
You talk about, you started to talk about what is this repression in your body, yeah?
Yes.
Depression,
Yes.
right? All those feelings that are mixed up in those relationships and those
Yes.
memories and the
I've
identity.
always had bad feelings against my sisters,
Right,
but now I realize that I love her.
of course.
And who's listening? I love my sister. And,
We are listening.
she's so happy and she's so grateful when I come, because I'm the only person visiting her. No one visiting her because she's not. And she's and because of course we can shout to each other. I'm deaf, but she's stone deaf. So we shout. She can talk about old days before the first world, the second world. It's, I know it brings her some
Relief.
yes. But on the other hand, I'm feeling not a little guilty, but I think, could it be me lying there?
But it's you sitting here.
I know. And it's also so. And what we were talking about this morning, before this morning, the days of the April, the days of identification. That's exactly what I've been clinging to, the past. And I thought, oh, I've worked so many years not to cling to the past, and it still
Yeah, yeah.
grabbed me.
Well, maybe it's coming back to be met in peace, Hannah.
Yes.
Maybe it's like a time to make peace with yourself and with all of, you know, when you make peace with yourself, naturally a byproduct is you make peace with everybody. It happens by itself.
Yes.
Yeah? So all those old things in the mind and memories about what you could have and should have and all those things, it's like just when you come to the clear recognition that everything has always been in its perfect place. Just like the way things are playing out here. It is exactly, it
Yes.
cannot be in any way different. And this is a reconciliation, you know? When you recognize that,
I recognize it now.
Yeah. when you really recognize that, all of the guilt, all of the blame, all of the shame, all of these things fall when that is really truly recognized.
Yes.
Yeah? It recalls to me a moment when I was in prison, and of course I had a lot of time to watch my mind. And I started to see, like, of course I deserve this. Of course I deserve it, because I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. So many things I did in my childhood growing that I never got caught for. You know? Really, how did I get away with all of that? Ah. And then I said, of course, this is my pay, this is time to pay. You know? And then I was like, okay, this is the time to pay. And then, following that, I came to see that so many, my life was so, from the beginning, so full of so many extreme experience. Extreme all the way. And I came to see that all of that led to this moment that I was sitting there in this jail.
Yes.
All of that led to here. And not one single moment of it could ever have been any different. Yeah? And when I saw that, I saw that nothing has ever been out of place. And actually, nothing was ever wrong. It was only coming to arrive here so that I can wake up, so that I can come to know the truth of
Yes.
everything. And with that, there was like so much fell away, so much could have, should have, would have, because the mind was so busy with, if only I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be sitting here. If only I should have done that little bit different, then I wouldn't be sitting here. And the mind was constantly trying to rearrange the past, you know?
Yes.
Ah, what a work! You know, rearrange the past. How many times my mother said to me, if I never had you lot, my life would have been this. You know? And so from the beginning you feel guilty for existing. Yeah? And then in my own psyche was going, if only at that moment I would have chosen that, then it all would have been different, you know? And this was creating a lot of pain, a lot of psychological pain, you know? And when this moment came by itself, that I saw that, wow, like, wow, sitting here in this cell alone, all of that led to this, and this is perfect. Nothing is out of place. And then all the things of the past came exactly right. And everything who I ever believed of anybody who did something to me, they all got freed in that moment. They all got freed. Because if this moment sitting here holding the mic is perfect, and it couldn't be any different, it could not be any different, sitting here holding the mic, if this is perfect, then every moment must have been perfect. It could never have been any different. And in that, nobody could ever have done anything wrong to you, ever. Right? It is the perfection of the play to bring you to this realization. And then arises a natural byproduct is a forgiveness that is only of the ego. Whoever believed in blame. A liberation, you free yourself and everybody else is freed.
Yes.
And there is this is the word reconciliation with the whole of life. And then there is a gratitude for, wow, and I'm sitting in this concentration camp, yeah, to come to know this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this ugly grey uniform and for becoming a number. Yeah? Thank you for taking everything. And yeah, this is it, Hanne. The moment of finding peace with yourself and with every body who ever appeared in your memory. Nothing could ever have been any different than this moment. Yeah?
So it was fine. So when I went home, I was so exhausted. So I went to bed and slept, and I let go, and I slept like a child, and my body is much better.
Are you going to take a bath?
I have a mental bath.
Ask yourself in this moment, would your body like to have a hot bath with essential oils?
It's very tempting, but thank you for the offer. No, thank you.
Okay, well, if you change your mind,
Okay, yes.
yeah? You see, when it's available, you don't
Yes, and I said yesterday, I knew that when I came here, I was like Ulla said, at home, and the right place, and the right time, so it's perfect.
It is not too spiritual?
It's what?
Spiritual.
Spiritual.